Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Our largest single-theme land expansion ever.
Now we want you to share with us our latest and greatest dream.
Matterhorn Matt presents Matterhorn Mondays.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 122 of Matterhorn Mondays, coming to you live from the Outpost. I am your host, Matterhorn Matt.
And I'm Alex the Historian.
And before we start, I'd like to point out, yes, I did wear this t-shirt last episode. Yes, you can stop commenting about it, but the truth is, you guys, I just look slick as heck in this t-shirt, and I wanted to share that with you guys 2 weeks in a row, so it's washed, don't worry. I washed it after I wore it last week for the Super Bowl. But, yeah, I had to point that out because I noticed it. I feel like some of you guys will notice it as well. But anyways, yeah, we do have a great episode planned for you guys. As you all know, links to all of our social stuff will be down in the description as always. And if you'd like to be wished a happy birthday live on the stream, you can do so by submitting your name in the Google form down below. And this week I believe we have two birthdays this week. We have Redmond's birthday, Thursday the 13th. This upcoming Thursday the 13th. Happy birthday to you, Redmond. And I believe Saturday the 15th. I don't know who submitted this, but it's Lillian Disney's birthday. Born in 1899 she was born, apparently, according to what this person submitted. So happy birthday to you two people. Yeah, like I said, if you'd like to be wished a happy birthday, click the link down below, submit your name in the Google Doc. You don't have to submit your last name. You can submit a username as well. You also don't have to put the year you were born. I know some people are a little sensitive about sharing too much personal information, so just the month, the day, and whatever alias you want to go by. And yeah, I guess we haven't had Alex introduce himself in a few episodes, so Mr. Alex, why don't you go ahead and explain to the people what makes you qualified to be a host here on the Matterhorn Mondays podcast?
Well, first of all, you have to set the bar really low, like what Matt did. So that's the first qualification. So I am Alex the Historian. I started off my YouTube channel basically doing history videos about Disneyland, but not just any history videos. My history videos tend to have a lot of technical information about how the ride operates, as well as its history, and talking about a lot of things that most people have never discussed on their own history videos. So what is that sound? Oh, there's a garbage truck going by. Like, what? It sounds like God is coming down from the heavens. Anyway, it's just the big dumpsters rattling. Okay, so anyway, so my channel talks about a lot of fun facts and colorful anecdotes and stories that a lot of people probably haven't heard. So it's really cool. And then I do vlogs. So I go into the park and I'll do a vlog about like my day and stuff like that. And yeah, sometimes some live streams, some random videos. It's a really cool channel. Check it out. It's the links in the description below. And Matt has me on his subscriptions list.
There's like a piece of paper stuck in my cup here, and my hand is too small to fit inside to get it out. So I'm just gonna, I guess I'll just use this Sharpie. It's like stuck to the wall of the
Justin Boyer's like, Matt's ride is here. The garbage truck.
What is that? That's not a piece of paper. It looks like a tooth almost. Well, I couldn't get it out. It fell to the very bottom where all the ice is. So if you guys will bear with me just once. Oh my god. It's sinking even lower. How do I get this out? What do I do? I guess
what is it?
I don't know. It's like a piece of like, I just washed this, so okay. Well, I'll have to pour it.
Washed it, there wouldn't be a piece of something in there.
God, I know, but I'm just gonna pour everything out into my candle here. The candle's empty, or I mean, it's not empty.
It's a podcast, you guys.
Guys,
just
we
so
have
you know,
actual topics to talk about. I'm so sorry. But we have actual stuff. Okay, I'll just pour it into my hand. Okay, there's the ice.
What?
Oh, it's cold. Okay.
Ice is cold, Matt, just so you know.
Okay, it's at the very bottom now. I'll just pour all the ice into my flask here. Oh my gosh. It looked like it was coming straight for my face. Just pretend it's your paper straw. Oh, God. Well, what is that? I guess it's not washed. I swear this was washed. I'm just gonna, like... It's still there. Well, I guess I'm not drinking Matt Snaps in my cup today, because that's gross. I don't know if you guys can see that. Do you see that right there? That's like not paper. I don't know what it looks like, a piece of food or something. Whatever. Anyways, this is a podcast, you guys. Sorry about that intermission. But anyways, yeah, Alex's channel is linked down in the description below, and yeah, my channel is also linked in the description below as well. If you guys are not listening on YouTube, or if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music, whatever platform it is. Excuse me. And I also recently started a brand new podcast with my friend Matt about Disney. We're releasing a new episode this upcoming Wednesday, the Bruh Moments Podcast. You guys, this next episode is a step up. Big step up from our previous episode, so we hope you guys enjoyed that. Link will be in the description as always. And also, if you guys would like to voice your opinion on any of the topics we have at hand, you can go ahead and give the number 575-386-5814 a call. You can leave a voicemail, and we'll be listening to them live throughout the episode. If we're talking about a topic you're very vocal about, call, leave a voicemail. You can also text, but we do prefer that you leave voicemails because we like listening to your guys' voices. But we do have one voicemail I'd like to get to, but first, it's time for everybody's favorite segment here, you guys. Matt Snaps.
It's once again time this week for Matterhorn Matt Snaps.
This week, I have... Wow, this is really sweating, you guys. I have a different Snapple today. This is the Kiwi Strawberry. No. Kiwi Strawberry, yes. Kiwi Strawberry Snapple. It's a step up from the previous just plain peach ones that we've been having on the show. So let's go ahead and give this...
Matt's been having kidney stones, so we had to switch flavors.
I did. It's true. I have to poop really bad right now. Just kidding. Ha, funny joke. Okay, let's go ahead and pop this open. If I can get a good grip on it. Oh, that was sucky. It's not the glass bottle, it's a plastic, so it doesn't have a good ring to it. But anyways, that's Matt Snaps, you guys. Yeah, Kiwi Snapple used to be my favorite. I used to only drink that one, but I got tired of it because I only drank that one. Watching Matterhorn Mondays on vacation by the pool. Wow, fancy Redmond. Oh, happy birthday to you, Redmond.
Redmond?
Or I guess happy early birthday. Yeah.
But where are you at? Where you at? What's your vacation?
Yeah, where are you? Are you in Costa Rica, the Bahamas,
Alaska,
Hawaii, Antarctica? We'll wait for him to respond. So let's see. Alex.
Orlando.
Orlando. What part of Orlando?
Disney World? I hope it's
SeaWorld?
Disney World's fun. SeaWorld?
I mean, technically, he could be like in the orca pool.
Is he like with the whales? The orca pool?
Technically, that's a pool.
He's covered in steaks.
Redmond, it's not worth it. Don't get yourself eaten by orcas. But anyways, Alex, do we have anything for Alex in the parks this week?
Unfortunately, no. As Matt can attest for, my computer was running really slow for like the past couple days, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I tried everything under the sun to figure out what was wrong. And even up till this morning, like right before we did the podcast, Matt was trying to help me figure out what was wrong with the computer. We deleted like an old Adobe app that I wasn't using anymore, and we're thinking maybe that helped, but I really don't know. So because my computer was going so slow, I actually couldn't upload any of the videos that I filmed for Alex in the Parks. I actually had some good stuff to show you too. That's the thing that really stinks, is like I got some good footage, some new stuff that I wanted to show since it's not the same as the other stuff I've been showing every week. And I couldn't even take a screenshot of the videos because my computer wouldn't even run the video. it was that laggy. It was so bad, and I'm upset. And I don't know if my computer's working yet, because I just restarted it right before we did the podcast and just said, the heck with it. Let's get on with the podcast. So I don't know if it'll even work. So unfortunately, I can't show you anything today, which makes me really sad because, again, it was some cool stuff.
Well, maybe we can insert the footage after the fact while I'm editing the video, and then Alex can maybe...
You mean like editing magic?
Yes, magic, you guys. And then maybe Alex can give a brief rundown of what the footage entails. And you guys watching live right now won't know what that footage is until you watch or listen to the episode on Monday when we release it.
Ooh. See, that's why we record on Sundays, because that way if we need to insert anything or edit something out before it debuts on Mondays, then we can. So that's an answer as to why we do Matterhorn Mondays on Sundays.
Big brain, you guys.
Let me see here. I think I have the media file here to remind me what I saw. Okay, so
all right, this is the little decorative setup they have here in the center. I believe this is new for this year. I believe last year it was a giant red heart, like a big fiberglass heart. But this year it's this thing. It says Hugs and Kisses, and then it says Minnie Mouse XOXO. I'm pretty sure the other side is probably a Mickey Mouse. So, no, it says the same thing, Hugs and Kisses, Minnie Mouse. All right, we're at the entrance to Tomorrowland. Just a quick update. There's no work yet on the main entrance, just so you know. Just have to go through that for you guys. But there's something I want to show you. They've taken down the construction scrims on the left side of the Tomorrowland entryway where the panels were just recently repainted. And I wanted to show you because the sunlight is hitting it. So remember I said it was painted a gray color that is iridescent. So when the sunlight hits it, it becomes like a rainbow. And that's what it looks like. It is so beautiful. We saw it all the way from the hub. Me and Steve were just like, we have to walk up to that and take a look. I agree. There's the other one. The plants and things haven't been installed yet, but I'm pretty sure that'll be soon to follow. So let's go check out some more construction. So here in Tomorrowland, we're here to check up on the stairs being constructed at the entrance to the, Space Mountain area. Anyway, that's the stairs right there. And it looks like after they installed the steel lathe, they've already installed the first layer of concrete to go over it. So that's all been concreted. They're probably going to add another layer of concrete, or maybe that could be do you think that's the final layer of concrete? No. No? Okay, there'll probably be another layer of concrete with which they're going to texture the texture, yeah, and then paint it from there, and then add the steel handrails. But yeah, so as far as I know, that's only an emergency exit. It's not a main entrance or anything. It's just for fire and safety protection, all that. So we're in Fantasyland to look at some construction work. And first thing I noticed was right to the left of the clock tower for Peter Pan's flight, the shingles on the top of that building look like they've been sanded down. It almost appears as if they're going to be testing out some new colors for the shingles of that roof. I don't think it's just natural wear and tear, because why wouldn't the rest of the shingles be like that? So I really think that they're going to be sanding that down to try some new colors out, or just repaint those particular shingles because they're in the worst of shape. I don't know. Anyway, and we got the carousel right over there getting work done. Right over here, we have Snow White's Scary Adventures under construction. Soon to be just Snow White. That's all we know. It's not even adventures or anything. It's just Snow White. And the last two scenes of the ride will be replaced with brand new scenes. How they turn out, I don't know. We'll just have to see. But anyway, that's just what's going on for now. Not much you can see from this angle. Okay, so we're walking south and we're heading towards the Haunted Mansion. That's Splash Mountain right over there. Anyway, the Haunted Mansion is still covered with scrims and construction walls and stuff. And you can see some Sam McKim Haunted Mansion artwork up on the scrims. I don't expect the Haunted Mansion to be open for still like at least another 2 months as they work on widening the wheelchair access ramp and all that. So we're looking at the Mark Twain riverboat to see how far along it is on its refurbishment work. Steve here is an expert on riverboat refurbishments. And he says that the varnish work was just added to the boat, and so you can kind of smell the vapors from the varnish, but as soon as that's done, I think it'll pretty much be ready to start sailing along the rivers of America pretty soon. And still not fixed. We're in Tomorrowland in the evening, and we're looking at these panels. Don't let your eyes deceive you. The panels are lit up with just plain white lights, white fluorescent lights. But because of the paint scheme, they put off this kind of iridescent, rainbow-like color at night. It looks really amazing. I don't even think the camera quite captures how awesome this looks. So I'm very pleased with how that turned out.
Big brain, you guys.
Let me see here. I think I have the media file here to remind me what I saw. Okay, so Main Street, I wish I had something to show you, but Main Street is starting to be decorated with Valentine's Day stuff. There's this brand new Valentine's Day floral heart that they installed right at the tip of Town Square facing the castle. And this I haven't seen on any other Valentine's Day in years past. So it's a new one. It's literally like a floral heart with like, and it says like XOXO Minnie Mouse, and it says it on both sides. And then there's little like Minnie Mouse's shoes at the bottom and like her little hat with a flower at the top. See, I have to describe all this to you. I guess I have to describe it to those who are blind too. So it's like, I guess that's a win-win for everybody.
And we can't put Braille on YouTube videos, you guys. So
can you imagine if you could?
That'd be pretty cool.
Braille. Wait. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway. Okay, so no changes to the Tomorrowland entrance. Kind of, but I did have some really cool footage of the main entrance, the tile work that was going on. So I've been following the John Hench sculpted tile work that was put on both sides of the entrance to Tomorrowland, and in the last Matterhorn Mondays episode, you could see the new paint scheme where it has this iridescent reflective color that it's gray, but when light shines on it, it becomes almost like rainbow like. Dude, it was so awesome. Steve and I were walking up to the entrance of Tomorrowland while I'm filming about the main entrance, which is going to be redone in spring. But right then we caught a glimpse of this bright rainbow, like just wow. And I looked over and the sunlight is beaming onto the panels, and the panels just turned into this bright, vibrant rainbow. It was unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. And we walked up to it and I was videoing the whole thing, and it was amazing. And I was like, I realized why they went with that color now, because it gives off, it's so weird. It gives off this almost aluminum sheen. So if you can imagine aluminum, and if you were to shine bright lights on it, how it kind of just ignites with light. And then imagine on top of that it's rainbow like, just bright, vibrant rainbow. It was just beautiful. And I thought, oh my God, that's genius. I love the new paint scheme even more. But what's really great about it is later on we went at night to look at it, because you see, I realized at night why they chose that paint color, not just because of daytime, but it also saves them from having to do some night lighting because they already have these white fluorescent lights that shine on it. And so when we went at night, the colors were still rainbow like because they turned on the fluorescent floodlights. And so it shined this brilliant, colorful rainbow even at nighttime. It looked so fantastic. And wow, I mean, I just can't even. Wow. But you'll see it on my vlog. I'm gonna do a vlog. I'll probably get it uploaded maybe on Tuesday or something because I don't know if I'll have time today. But it's gonna look cool. Anyway,
Steve actually just happened to send me a picture here on Twitter of one he
did?
took.
Oh. It's pretty far away,
Yeah, it's kind of
Steve.
far away, but you guys get the idea.
Did I take a picture of it on my phone? Maybe I could. I don't know if I took a picture on my phone. That's not pictures. Oh, that is pictures.
That's
Okay.
not pictures.
I was like, clicked on something and I'm like, that's not a picture. Did I take a picture of it? Did I? No, I didn't take a picture of it. Darn it. But yeah, that was what Steve sent you was a picture of what it looked like. That picture doesn't do it justice. I'm sure Steve can tell you right now. It was just glowing. It was so beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so next thing. Sorry, my sinuses are acting up because
Put him in timeout.
Santa Ana winds blow in the other day, and it brought all this air from the desert. I don't know how Matt stands it because my nose just clogs up because of desert air. Anywho, so work on the carousel in Fantasyland is still going on. They're replacing all the steel roofs as opposed to just repainting them like they do every year. And Snow Ice Scary Adventures, there's nothing new on the outside. It's still scrims and construction walls and stuff. But I was looking around Fantasyland and I noticed that that over by Peter Pan's Flight, where the exit of the ride is, the topmost oh, there it is. Yeah, see, okay, well, that's the night lighting, so it's not as brilliant as daytime, but if you can imagine. Yeah, I'm sorry. You like so fast. But yeah, when you saw that picture, it's that rainbow color, but during the daytime with the brilliant daylight and the sunlight, it just looks surreal. It's just unbelievable. Okay, so what was I talking about?
Peter Pan.
Yes. So if you look at the topmost shingles on the exit of the Peter Pan building, they have sanded down some of the paint that paints the shingles. The shingles are 3 different colors. There's maroon, green, and like a navy blue, like a dark navy blue. They've sanded those down, so we don't know what for. They might be testing a new color scheme for the shingles and they're just sanding off the old color to test it. But that was interesting. And then when I looked further around Fantasyland, I noticed that almost on every single building top, the shingles are getting faded and a bit cracked and destroyed.
How
So
contagious are the shingles?
No. So anyway. Yeah. So anyway, so I feel like Fantasyland needs some shingle repainting soon, and it might actually be on its way. In time for the 65th. You know, Disneyland likes to do stuff for the 65th. And Chris, now that you're watching, you asked me the other day what were some things that Disney does using that Disneyland Resort does using their own money when the company doesn't want to give them money. I remembered last night it was when Project Stardust was paid for by the resort, not the company, and that's because the company didn't want to give them money for a refurbishment. So Disneyland Resort used their own funding to do Project Stardust. So okay. Now moving on. Mark Twain Riverboat is almost done with its refurbishment. I wouldn't be surprised if it's back out on the water sometime this week. And yeah, And then the Haunted Mansion is still behind construction walls. Nothing new to see from there. They're just continuing work on expanding the wheelchair access ramp. And let's see. I took a check on the lamppost in Adventureland that I've been following for like a year, and it's still not fixed.
We need like a theme song specifically for that lamppost.
For the lamppost, yeah, we do. And is that it? I think that's it. That's it. That is Alex in the Parks, described to you entirely by narration.
And we will insert the video before Alex described it. So stay tuned, you guys, for the finished episode on Monday. Well, I guess you're already watching the finished episode on Monday if you're watching it not on Sunday. But for you guys watching today on Sunday, for all 39 of you, stay tuned.
Okay.
Well, on that note, I thought I had something else that I wanted to talk about before. Oh yeah, we had a voicemail that I wanted to get to from Bob Chapstick himself, you guys. So let's go ahead and give this a listen and see what good old Bobby Boy had to say to us.
Hi, Bob Chapstick here. I'm just calling in to clear up some rumors surrounding the Walt Disney World monorails after listening to last week's show. They did not go back to Bombardier for refurbishment because the track doesn't go by their factory. I jest. They're actually in my garage at home where I'm doing the repairs myself. Anything to save a buck. That's my motto. Over the next couple months, I will be in the park with my toolbox making routine repairs to various attractions. Anywho, love the show and keep up the great work. Chapstick, the cheapskate out.
Thank you, Bobby, for that lovely voicemail. Yeah, that was great.
You go, Bob.
You go, Bob. I didn't realize he had a garage big enough to fit all the monorails inside. Good for him. Yeah, he's making strides to save the parks. Again, you guys, that is 575-386-5814 if you'd like to leave a voicemail. Bob, if you want to make another special appearance next episode, you're welcome to call back. Or even during this episode, you're welcome to call back. But yeah, so that's that voicemail. And now it's time for everybody's favorite segment, you guys. News from the Peak.
We now present to you News from the Peak.
News from the Peak for our first bit of Disney news. This is actually breaking news, you guys. Well, I guess it's not breaking anymore. It was at the time. But a fire broke out at Disneyland, you guys. Oh my gosh, surprised face. Surprised face. Yeah, the fire appeared to be backstage near the fire department. And from what I understood, the fire was electrical. And the power was shut off to various areas of the park. And
I can tell you more about it.
Oh my gosh, hold on. I do have a video that I'd like to play. This video comes from Twitter. And the Twitter user that the video comes, I thought I wrote it down somewhere. Oh my gosh.
Okay, is it from the YouTuber 5 Fires?
No.
Because are you sure? Because the one I saw was from a YouTuber with a fire logo in his thing, and everyone was saying that it was from 5 Fires.
Oh, well, this video, I think it comes from someone named Emily on Twitter. I'm sorry if I swear I wrote down your
Oh, that's
Twitter
a different
username.
video. Okay. Never mind. That's different from what I saw.
Well, if I find it, I'll mention it. But yeah, I swore I wrote...
Can you play that on loop while I talk?
Oh, here it is. Video from @Isabel_Rose with 3 E's at the end on Twitter. So thank you to Isabel for taking this great video. Yeah, Alex, do you have anything? Did you have anything you'd like to say?
Yes. So go ahead and keep playing that on loop while I talk, because as most of you know, I used to be a cast member at the park. I wasn't just any old cast member.
No way.
It's totally true. It's totally true. So I worked a lot of different jobs at Disneyland, including guest relations, which is right next to Walt's apartment. I've been back there a billion times. I know that back alley like the back of my hand. That's new. And so when I saw this this footage, looking at that angle, I knew exactly where that fire is. And there is a cast member break room there. And there's a set of lockers along the wall. That wall is there is a wall there. I know that behind the doors you can't see it, but there is a green concrete wall about 15 feet tall holding back Adventureland. And all the trees and stuff are on it. It's like a big berm, and so the wall holds back the berm. Anyway, there's a cast member break room there, and I'm not a cast member anymore, so I can't tell you for certain what happened back there. But if I were to take a best guess at it, I think somebody was microwaving their food and didn't watch it, and it burned. Because Disney has these weird microwaves. They have like 1970s microwaves, okay? You put your food in it, right? You close the door, and unlike a modern microwave where you put how many minutes, like you type it in or whatever, you turn a knob that is like a mechanical timer, and the knob just like stays on, and then it slowly goes like that. But it doesn't shut off after like so many like minutes, okay, it does. But what I mean is most cast members just crank the knob to the right, and they don't care how many minutes. They just wait and look and see if their food is done, and then they turn it off and they take their food out. So I'm guessing, based off of what I know, I think someone just cranked the knob all the way and then didn't pay attention to their food, and it just burned, and the microwave caught fire. And because the break room there is like, okay, at least when I was there, it was literally like a tin shed. I'm not even kidding. It was so bad. It was a small, it's like as big as my living room. That's how small the break room is. And it's like a cinder block building, but the roof is like a tin shed, and it's covered in leaves from the jungle right next door. And so I think there was a microwave fire, and it ignited the leaves, and that's what caught fire. Now, as to why Adventureland and parts of Frontierland lost power, there are power cables running along that concrete wall. That concrete wall has all kinds of utility pipes and things that are bolted to the wall and run like 12 feet up all the way, supplying power, water, gas even to Adventureland and Frontierland. And so I'm guessing that with the fire, they shut off those utilities to prevent another major accident. And that's why I don't believe that this is an electrical fire and that's what caused the power outage. I believe that the power outage was actually a planned outage in order to prevent further problems from happening, because I'm like very sure that was the break room setting on fire, which is a good thing for cast members because then they'll build them a new, better break room. I always felt like that place was going to catch fire anyway. But all jokes aside, thankfully nobody was hurt. That's the major thing here, is we want to nobody's hurt. But I checked out the place the next day. Went to Disneyland the next day after the fire. The trees were not scorched. There was nothing wrong. Like none of the trees burned. It didn't even affect Adventureland. So there was no danger. That Disney is really good about if a building catches fire at Disneyland, it's almost certain that this fire is not going to spread anywhere else. They're actually really good at that, about fire safety. So
be cool about fire safety.
Be cool. Take a bite out of fire.
Well, thank you, Mr. Alex, for that amazing insight to that. I guess not breaking anymore, like I said, but it was breaking at the time. So yeah, we're a little late to cover this, but that's that. And I'm sure once the official report releases, everything Alex said will be confirmed, because Alex is like the wise old man who knows everything about Disneyland, and he's
LMG Vid says that he's seen cast members smoke back there, and that could be another thing. It might not have even been a microwave fire. It could have been a cast member smoking, throwing their cigarette on the ground and igniting all the leaves. There are a ton of leaves back there, by the way. I'm just telling you. The jungle is right there. So it just rains leaves all day. That same sound effect too. It just rains leaves. Yeah.
Wow. I love that sound. That's my favorite sound. But anyways, for our second bit of news from the peak, reservations for the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser open later this year. This is the brand new immersive Star Wars hotel. If you guys have no idea what this is. Opens in 2021, next year at Walt Disney World, and will begin accepting reservations later this year. I'm going to quote from the Disney Parks blog here. Quote, Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser is a completely new type of experience, says Anne Morrow Johnson, executive producer for Walt Disney Imagineering. You're going to live on board a Star Cruiser, and you can get wrapped up in the larger Star Wars story. No word yet on what the price will be, but I believe it was confirmed that this will be only a 2-night experience, so you can only stay there for 2 nights, no more than that. Per trip you have, not like 2 nights only like in your lifetime. But yeah, so 2-night experience. And like I said, no word yet for the price, but I'm going to bet my money that this will cost, I don't know, I was thinking, how much would Disney charge for an immersive hotel like this? And it's 2 nights. And I was thinking back, I was looking at reservations for the Disneyland Hotel, for the Grand Californian Hotel, and those range from around like $400 to $600 a night. So I'm guessing
that's the cheap end.
Yeah, that's like the cheap, yeah.
I would think that this Star Wars hotel at cheapest would be like getting a suite at the Grand Californian. So you're talking like close to $2,000.
Yeah, and that's for 2 nights. So yeah, I'm betting my money that it's around $2,000 plus dollars. I'm not really sure if I'd say $2,000 per night. I'll say $2,000 for both the nights that you're going to be staying there. Yeah, Chris said I'd say low price of $1,500 for a night. That is a little, I feel like that's a little on the lower end, Chris, because this is this is next level here.
Yeah, Chris, that's a bit optimistic.
Come on, Chris, you should know better.
I just have to say
this.
that kid in the lobby next to Chewbacca,
This
looks
one
like
right
he's
here.
hiding a secret.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. I stole Chewbacca's underwear, and he's not.
He's working
gonna find
for
them.
the First Order.
Oh,
That's
that
what I
too.
think.
That too, yeah. Anyways, this hotel will apparently have its own dedicated entrance to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios. So I guess that'll be pretty cool to see how they do that as well. I'm excited for this, even though it's something I'm probably never going to get to experience. I'm excited to see how it goes. I do feel like this is sort of like a big breakthrough in the world of themed, I guess in the world of Disney themed entertainment, because what can you move on to next from like a immersive themed land? There's really nothing else you can do. The next, logical thing would be something like this, to immerse yourself in a hotel experience for however many nights. You can charge however much, they can honestly charge however much they want, and I'm sure hardcore Star Wars fans will be flocking to this because they have all the money to buy the replica lightsabers that cost, $500. So why not?
Don't you mean that the Star Wars fans will be jumping to light speed to get them?
Oh my gosh. Bruh. I don't have a clapping sound effect. I have cheering. But I don't like that one.
You used to have an applause.
I did. I had the Seinfeld laugh track, but I lost it in the shuffle. I'll find it for the next episode. I have the Yoda death Lego Yoda.
Can I just say? Can I just say that I feel like I was looking at hotels at Walt Disney World because I plan to go next year with Matt and a few other friends, and I think it's so cool that they have all these different themed hotels.
Mm-hmm.
But like Disneyland Resort, we have like one themed hotel basically, and that's the Grand California.
Wait, you don't consider Paradise Pier a themed hotel?
I consider it. I don't even know what I consider it. I don't even think it doesn't even look like a hotel. Not even on.
Yeah.
It just looks awful. Did you know that used to be a Japanese-owned hotel? I remember,
yes.
the Pan Pacific Hotel or something.
That's correct. I mean, I wouldn't be the one to confirm that to Alex, but yeah, that's
okay.
That's what I know.
I was like, that's new. Matt actually knowing something about something. But yeah, I feel like Disneyland needs a fourth hotel, and I feel like it needs to be like themed. Like it needs to have like you need to feel like you're somewhere else. You know, like I don't care if it's somewhere else in the U.S. or somewhere else on the planet, but they need to have something that looks like you are in another place. Like I was looking at the Disney's Port Orleans, Riverside, and Port Orleans French Quarter, and those two hotels look really amazing. Thing like that here. Why? You tell me why.
Why, Disney? Why? I feel like if I were to stay at like a resort, quote unquote resort at Walt Disney World, I want to stay at like the Fort Wilderness campgrounds and like living in like an RV. I feel like that'd be a fun experience to like camp at Disney. I know that sounds weird to say when I could choose like something like the Grand Floridian, but
yeah, I would choose either Grand Floridian or
the Contemporary, maybe
Port Orleans French Quarter. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So this opens. When did I say it opened? 2021 is when this Galactic Star Cruiser, and they had like a in-universe name for it. I think it's called like the Halocron or something like that. I can't remember for the life of me, but
and if you look above the entrance to the hotel, they're gonna have flying flamingos.
Oh yeah, as you can see in the background, that's pretty cool. They've managed to tame the animals to fly.
To wrestle up some flamingos. You know what they call it? They call it a flamboyance of flamingos.
Flamboyance of flamingos. I believe that. Unlike some things Alex says when he's like joking. I believe that. A flamboyance of flamingos. It sounds right. Like a murder of crows. Whatever. Anyways, I'd like to know in the comments down below if you guys are interested in staying at this hotel. Again, our prediction, 2,000 plus for both nights. To stay at this hotel. We'd also like to hear your predictions as well. We could be totally wrong. It could be $10,000 for 2 nights, you guys. For all we know. Literally, that could be the price. And we would look like total fools. But anyways, that's true. Chris would look like a bigger fool because he picked $1,500 for both nights. Anyways, for our final bit of news from the peak, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway adds FastPass. FastPass is such a hard word for me to say. FastPass Plus for visits beginning March 4th. The FastPass Plus reservation for the attraction just became available in the My Disney Experience app for guests visiting on or after the opening day of the attraction, which is March 4th. And when the attraction opens, you'll be able to enjoy the amazing world. Oh, this is a quote from the Disney Parks blog, sorry. You'll be able to enjoy the amazing world of Mickey using either FastPass Plus as available or a standby line. So this debunks everybody's rumors that they will be using boarding groups for this attraction, which I didn't believe that they'd be using boarding groups for this. It's not really as much of a groundbreaking, I feel like, impressive attraction as Rise of the Resistance is. So really no need for me. FastPass, whatever. We're going to be talking more about FastPass later in the episode, actually. But Alex, what are your thoughts on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway adding FastPass Plus? And I guess just in general, I did not realize that the ride would be opening at the beginning of next month. I thought this ride still had like 3 more years to go in its development and construction.
My thoughts on it would be about them adding FastPass Plus to it is, anything to get you out of the queue line and into the shops and buying stuff. So,
yeah. And we're going to be talking more about FastPass later in the episode, you guys, for our second topic. But that wraps up this week's news from the peak. And before we move on, I'd like to give a rundown of what our main topics for today are, you guys. First main topic, the animatronic from the Carousel of Progress loses its hand, clickbait title. For our second topic, FastPass coming to Monsters, Inc. and Autopia at the Disneyland Resort. Excited to get into that. And finally, Disney Plus hitting over 28 million paid subscribers since its November launch. Punisher asks when the Mickey ride is coming to Anaheim again. I believe it's coming in 2022, 2023. I can't remember for the life of me.
I believe it's 2022. Yeah, I think it's only, wait. No, they said 1 year after this one opened. So that's 2021. So I'm thinking late 2021.
Probably, yeah. Again, I did not even realize that the ride will be opening this soon in Florida. I guess I'm excited to see how that goes out, because this was supposed to be a great attraction as well. FastPass for Autopia. I'd rather the volume of Yosoi Bird to be muted. Me too, honestly. But we'll get into that. Autopia discussion, we'll get into that. For our first main topic, not really a main topic much, but we felt like you guys would get a laugh out of this and shed some tears possibly, because the Carousel of Progress is in terrible shape at Walt Disney World, the Magic Kingdom. You guys, as you can see from this image here, what is his name? His name's John, right? Like John Progress. Is that his like full canon name? I think I could be wrong.
I always heard his name was just Father.
Just Father. That probably makes sense too. Someone in the chat knows, but as you can see here, let me get the pointer out. There's his hand, you guys. It's on the floor, and it's not attached to his arm. The main animatronic from the Carousel of Progress lost his hand during a performance this past week. According to others who have recently visited, the attraction is in dire need of refurbishments as well. So, again, this is one of my favorite attractions like ever to go on when I'm in the parks, when I'm in the Walt Disney World. But Alex, what are your thoughts on... I'm about to burp. What are your thoughts on the main animatronic? I'm going to call him John, or I'll just call him Father. What are your thoughts on Father losing his hand on the Carousel of Progress?
It doesn't surprise me in the least. I feel like no matter how many refurbishments Walt Disney World goes through, it still feels like there is just never enough. It just feels like the park is so neglected there. And I mean, yeah, you can say things at Disneyland are kind of neglected. Like people always refer to Splash Mountain as like, oh, well, look at Splash Mountain at Disneyland. It's like, yeah, well, look at how it has 3 times as many animatronics as Walt Disney World. So that does kind of account for something. But yeah, anyway, so but you know, I felt like it's kind of weird. The reason why I haven't gone back to Walt Disney World since 2006 is because I was so disappointed by my experience there due to how old the place looked. And after all these years, ever since 2006, I still feel like the place is falling apart. Like it's just not taken care of, you know. And I don't know. I plan to go back next year, you know, come heck or high water. So hopefully not high water. But yeah, so I plan to go back there and the Carousel of Progress is one thing I definitely want to see, because last time I went, my family didn't want to see Carousel of Progress.
Tragic.
So I'm hoping that Matt and my other friends will actually go on that attraction with me. I know Matt will, but
yes.
Yeah. So anywho, yeah, this attraction definitely needs some refurbishment, and the final scene in Carousel of Progress really needs to be updated.
God, yeah.
It hasn't been updated since the 80s, so it's just this attraction needs a major refresh. Bring it back up to something more entertaining to guests of today. So, anywhoozin, I will say though that something that really surprises me is how things like hands fall off. You know, like, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I always felt like animatronics had their limbs bolted to them in several different places. I didn't think it would just be one, you know, like, I mean, I don't want to get too technical because it would bore the heck out of people, but like, you see that, like, the movement of his hand, his hand alone has just like very few movements. just goes like this, and that, and just and you'd think that there's like at least like 2 different actuators, one to tilt his hand left and right, and then the other one to go up and down. And then there would be the actual ballpoint hinge on the back that would actually hold his hand in place while the other 2 cylinders acted on it. So you'd think it would be like bolted in 3 different areas, but it must not be if it fell off just like that. I mean, I don't know. That's just really weird. I just like, maybe someone who's actually built animatronics can tell me why that would happen. But I think that's so weird. It's like when Ursula's head fell off.
Oh God, that was horrifying.
I was like, how does that happen? Like, I don't like. I have a very basic understanding of how to build the animatronics from the perspective of the 1960s, and I don't think that would have ever happened in the 1960s. So how does that happen today? Anyway, that's my thoughts.
This poor dog, you guys, he's paralyzed with fear. He doesn't know whether to eat the hand or to tend to his master, to try and get him to the hospital. I mean, honestly, probably eat the hand. Yeah, I bet hands would taste, grilled up, barbecue sauce, a little bit of salt and pepper. You never know. It could be tasty, especially for a dog. Just not with
this
chocolate.
From the guy that doesn't even eat cheese.
It's true. Cheese is nasty, you guys. Where's my no cheese gang? Can you guys step up in chat? Come on, guys. No cheese gang. But yeah, this is one of my favorite attractions to visit when I visit Walt Disney World. And I think there have been I'm sure there's been various rumors floating around that this attraction will get a refurb for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. So we'll see come next year, or I guess even maybe come later this year. We'll see if this ends up getting fixed, or I guess just the attraction in general ends up getting an update. But that does it for our first topic today. And for our second topic, guys, I don't know how or why this is happening, but this is the 3rd time we've been talking about FastPass on the show. 3rd time in a row. The first time was just like, oh, we'll talk about FastPass and why, why we're not a fan of it. And then the next episode, Disney, what was the next episode? Oh, the next one was Disney sending out the surveys about Rise of the Resistance possibly getting FastPass Plus or Standby Only. And now we see here, Disney confirms that FastPass and MaxPass are coming to both Monsters, Inc. in California Adventure and Autopia later this year. And this comes to us from the Disney Parks blog. And this was revealed in an article from the Disney Parks blog that details fun things for kids to do around the park. And I guess adding FastPass to these 2 rides was supposed to be a selling point for parents. I want to take my kids to Disneyland. They love Monsters, Inc. They love riding Autopia. But there's just no FastPass in both of these rides. So I think we'll skip out on going to Disneyland this year until they add FastPass to these rides. That's what the vibe of the article felt to me. And link will be in the description to this article as well as the other ones we referred to as well. And yeah, it is very strange that we're talking about FastPass for the 3rd week in a row. And I think from my understanding, Autopia already had FastPass in the past. I could be wrong. That's what I heard from someone on Twitter.
I think it did. I think a while ago, a couple years, I think it had FastPass. Because I feel like I remember people would be waiting underneath the tarps, and then there was a separate line where the cast member could say, "Okay, you guys go," and then stop, and then "Okay, you guys go," and stop. And that usually happens with FastPass, but I don't. So weird. Now that you mentioned it, I haven't thought about it in a long time.
I'm sure someone in chat knows, so let us know if it did in the past. Do you have anything to say? You started saying something.
I did. You're always interrupting me while I'm interrupting. So let me just say here, if you guys have been paying attention to the last couple episodes where we talked about FastPass, you kind of know how I feel about it and what I think about it. So that being said, can I just ask you all, why does Disney want to add FastPass to these two rides? Is it to get on the rides faster? I mean, is it really? Because when I've been going to Disneyland on Fridays, a perfectly busy day at the park, by the way, Autopia's wait times usually don't pass 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. It's usually less than that, actually. There's not even any zigzagging. The line just goes straight from the entrance to the platforms. And then Monsters Inc. right now, it has an unusually long wait time,
What
25 minutes.
It's not even worth the 25 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's like a whole other.
That is.
Yeah.
But right now it's got a 25-minute wait time. Just checked on. That's unusually long for at least this past year or so. It's usually had like a 20-minute wait. So, these two rides don't really need FastPass. So why is Disney adding it? Could it be that maybe Alex the historian is right and they want to add FastPass to double the weight of the line?
Oh my God.
Now, why would Disney want to double the weight of a perfectly short line? Well, for one thing, it makes the ride appear busier. So people think a ride is still popular and exciting if they see a long line for it. Okay. It's the same reason why if you're trying out a new restaurant or a new coffee shop and it's dead in there, you're kind of like, uh-oh, where is everybody? Is there something wrong with this place? If you see a bunch of people there and it's super busy, you're like, okay, there must be something really good about this place. It works the same way for rides. People think that maybe a ride isn't so great if there's nobody waiting for it. And I think that I think that adding FastPass to these rides makes them appear longer. The wait time appear longer, makes them appear more interesting. And on top of that, it also gives people another reason to purchase Max Pass. At Disneyland, we have Max Pass. Walt Disney World, they have FastPass Plus, and they have the wristband system. I forget, Magic Band.
Yeah, Magic.
But at Disneyland, we have Max Pass, which is similar. You just book your Fast Passes on your phone if you purchase a Max Pass. That being said, this, in my opinion, as probably an expert, is that Disney wants to increase the wait time for the ride so that way people will feel more inclined to purchase Max Pass and to feel like they have to go on that ride. Because it's got a long wait time. It must be popular. It must be fun. So now I must use my Max Pass to get on that ride. That, my friends, is evil in its most pure form.
Gosh, that's like a whole full-fledged like conspiracy theory. I believe it, Alex. This is like, wow. I did not even think about that.
I know things sometimes.
Sometimes. Well, yeah, that's just really bizarre if you look at it that way. I mean, Monsters Inc. is just like a bad ride. I mean, it's not a bad ride. It's just not a very...
No, I love
I'm trying to give him the
Monsters,
benefit
Inc.,
of the doubt, but...
movie.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I would love to see a great dark ride.
Oh, yeah.
With I think it would make an amazing, with actual audio animatronics, special effects, the works. I think it would look amazing. But the Monsters Inc. ride at DCA and in its current form, I think is awful. I think it's just really I feel like we deserve better. You guys deserve better.
As
so
Monsters
I'm not
Inc.
a hater.
fans, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a hater. I love Monsters Inc. I'm not a hater, but I think we deserve better than what we got with that. So I think you guys, you deserve actual audio animatronics, full movement, special effects, grand scenery. We deserve it.
I was trying to not be too hard on the ride because I know it's trying its best. Monsters Inc. What is the ride even called? Like its full name? Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue is what it's called.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to give it the benefit of I was trying not to go too hard on it, but Alex is right. It's a terrible ride. Overlaid over, what was it? The Superstar Limo ride. They just replaced a few animatronics and replaced the scenes. So, yeah, I've only been on this ride like maybe 3 times in all the years I've been going to Disneyland. Not a fan. Yeah, Autopia is not really for me. I don't really fit in the cars. I mean, I can fit in the passenger seat, like if I pull my knees up. But I'm not small enough to drive the cars, so I have no real interest in any of these attractions. Carrie said, I think these 2 additions to FastPass are silly, but if people want to waste a FastPass on one of those rides versus something else, fine by me. I guess that's a good way to look at it.
But Carrie, you shouldn't be fine with it, because if you ever want to go on Autopia, or heaven forbid, Monsters Inc., you're going to wait twice as long. That
true.
line that is 25 minutes today might be 45 minutes some other day for no reason. I mean, yes, when the ride first opened in like 2005 or something, it was like a 45-minute wait, but that's because it was a brand new ride. Right now, it's not brand new. It's actually very old at this point. There's no reason to wait 45 minutes for this mediocre ride. So this should make you angry, because now you're going to wait twice as long simply because Disney wants to make money off of those who are purchasing Max Pass. We should be angry. We should be taking our coffee and tossing it in the faces of Disney.
Tossing it.
And then we take our leather gloves off and we go, psh, slap them in the face.
Well, yeah, that is an interesting conspiracy theory that I'm going to have to agree with. I guess it's not a conspiracy some people view it as a conspiracy theory. I agree with Mr. Alex, though, for the reasoning. And it's kind of I don't know, it's just interesting to me. I don't necessarily see why these rides would need a fast pass, but Alex's explanation does make sense. And yeah, as we've discussed in previous episodes, this will just increase the wait time for both of these rides. I mean, who's really clamoring to get on Monsters Inc. in the first place? Like, no one in the history of ever has ever like entered the Esplanade, entered DCA, and is like, oh my god, we gotta get to Monsters Inc., Mike and Sully to the rescue before the lines get long. It's my favorite ride of all time. No one has ever said that. So again,
wow.
I'm sure one person.
Don't talk about those.
Yeah, we don't talk about those. Yeah, only one person, I'm sure, in the history of. How long has DCA been around? Since 2001, I think. In the history of DCA, no one's ever said that. One person, maybe 2 if we're lucky. Matt, stop attack. I'm sorry, Superstar Limo. But yeah, I mean, again, Alex's theory makes sense, but in the end, I don't go on any of these rides to begin with, so it doesn't really affect me all that much. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this. Stop cyberbullying me. I'm so sorry. Justin says maybe they're trying to get rid of these rides because no one will wait for 40 minutes, and then they'll have a reason to remove these rides for something new. That's maybe a conjoining theory with Alex's. I don't know. I feel like that'd be kind of counterintuitive, don't you think? Adding FastPass to both of the... If Disney wants these rides to be demolished and replaced with something else, would it make sense for them to add FastPass to the rides? I don't think that would make much sense.
No, I mean, because when you add another ride to the FastPass system, that makes it so more people want to use MaxPass.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, they could. Sorry. So that way they could. What am I trying to say? Get more for their money. You know what I mean? So they feel like, oh, now there's like 20 some odd rides on FastPass. So now I can, make the jump to purchasing MaxPass and get a good deal out of it. So I think it's really more about selling MaxPass than it is about the ride. I mean, and I figure if Disney wants to get rid of Autopia, they don't have to add FastPass. All they have to do is just do what they're doing, which is run only one track of cars on Autopia at one time. Like they could just fill the line full of people, only run one track of cars, And then people will get so disappointed by the wait times and seeing all the parked cars that are not in use, like I do, and just, growl and mutter in anger.
Yeah. Again,
Matthew Broser says Disney would never demolish Autopia.
Well,
never say never. we thought Disney would never demolish the Snow White ride at Walt Disney World.
That's true.
But they did. And we thought Disney would never remove Soarin' over California, but they did. And
until next
granted,
month.
They replaced it with a pretty okay thing, but let's not get into that.
They didn't even replace the Snow White ride with anything. It's just a meet and greet now, I think, in Fantasyland. I could be wrong. I think it's just a princess meet and greet that they replaced the Snow White dark ride with in Magic Kingdom.
Then what was the one that became Winnie the Pooh?
That was Mr. Toad. I think that was Mr. Toad. Yeah, that's right. It was Mr. Toad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost certain Disney will only a matter of time. The only reason why they have, because there are Imagineers and other people in high power that are trying to preserve it. That's the only reason why. I mean, look at we wouldn't even have Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage today if it wasn't for Tony Baxter, who was fighting for it to not be demolished in 1998 for the new Tomorrowland. They were gonna get rid of one of these classic rides, and it was Imagineers that were like trying desperately to make sure that they preserve these old rides. The People Mover, who would have thought Disney would have got rid of the People? But they did, and there's no reason for it except for or replace it with another failed ride. But anyway, I think the company wants to get rid of Autopia because they could do so much more with that area. But I think that there are people who are fighting to keep Autopia. Now, that is a whole other subject unto itself, because I myself feel like Autopia is just way too out of date. I mean, it's a classic ride. I have a lot of respect for it. I make videos about Disney rides and history. I already made one of Autopia. I have to make another one again for this new version. But anyway, so it's not like I hate Autopia. It's just that I feel like we don't need it anymore. It's no longer necessary. Anyone can drive a car, well, except a child. I mean, like bad example. You know what I always felt like when they opened Cars Land, they should have moved Autopia to Cars Land. That's what I think would have made sense, and then downsized it too. I don't think it doesn't need to be as big as it is right now, only because it's never busy enough. Of course, now that they're adding FastPass to it, it might actually be busy enough. I am sad that there's only a few original rides, and that's totally true. But I mean, if an original ride doesn't fit the theme anymore, doesn't meet today's standards of quality and excitement, why are we keeping it? Just so we can say we did? Yeah, Matt and I, we've talked about nostalgia a lot on this podcast. There's even a thing that we coined called nostalgia bait, which is where Disney tries to make what they do okay by using Walt quotes and a whole bunch of other stuff to make it sound like, posthumously he's, approving of these things.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important to take a look at rides like Autopia and go, does it really work in today's modern Disneyland? Like, it's great to have original rides, like Snow White still works, Mr. Toad still works, Peter Pan same thing, Jungle Cruise still works, Autopia, what? No, it doesn't. It just doesn't. It's not futuristic because it's a car. Freeways have been around now at this point as long as Disneyland has. They're not futuristic anymore. Even if you converted the cars to electric, we've had electric cars for like 20 some odd years now. They're not futuristic anymore. I mean, unless you installed some kind of advanced air conditioning and climate control and and had people race along Autopia at like 95 miles an hour, there's no way you're going to make this. Yeah, that'd be. But there's no way you're going to make Autopia futuristic. And, you know, could they take a page out of, 1980s tomorrow or 1980s Fantasyland and move Autopia to Fantasyland? No, because what's fantasy and storybook like about a car? It just doesn't fit in Disneyland anymore. And it just doesn't work. And it's, even if you made him electric, it just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's, at this point, I even feel like Walt would say, why are we keeping it? Walt was known for changing his mind on things as long as it made sense. I think it makes sense to get rid of Autopia. So maybe he'd change his mind on that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say. I know Walt Disney. No, I'm just kidding. No, totally a joke. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's everyone's individual opinion. Some people will disagree with me on it, and I totally respect their opinion because I understand where they're coming from. It's an original ride. I totally know how that feels. I just think that this is the exception to that rule.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't. But
same logic applies to Monsters Inc. as well. Everything Alex just said. Walt would not approve of Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue.
Oh God, no.
J.A. said, I think Walt would say, please unfreeze me. No, that is something he would most likely be saying right now in this moment in time.
Can't say that. They wired his mouth shut.
Oh, that's true. They sewed it shut just like a horror film. But anyways, yeah, guys, FastPass and MaxPass coming to Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue, as well as Autopia at the Disneyland Resort.
Did you read Superstar Limo's comment right now?
I think a good way to, quote, update Autopia is to mesh it with World of Motion. So you drive into a show building and see that's a good idea, and see the history and future of transportation, and you can have it sponsored by Tesla so the cars can drive themselves. That's a good way to update this ride.
Whoa, wait. What if, okay, now this is totally crazy, but taking that idea.
Yeah. What
if you meshed Autopia with Ford's Magic Skyway with World of Motion and created it's like Ford's Magic Skyway where you get in cars, right? But instead of driving through the past, you drive through like World of Motion and see the future of transportation and all that. But it's like the people mover because it holds a lot of people. So it's like, wow. Whoa. I mean, you wouldn't be able to really drive the car.
Yeah.
But it would be like the World's Fair, Ford's Magic Skyway. That is, I don't know if Matt approves. He doesn't sound like he does, but
I was going to say, in regards to Superstar Limo's comment, wasn't that like just exactly what World of Motion was? Just you're in cars instead of like Omnimovers?
That's basically, yeah. I mean, Ford's Magic Skyway was like World of Motion, except, World of Motion was like the history of technology, right? If I have that, I'm not a Epcot historian, but I believe World of Motion was about the technology through the years, and then but it used a what do you call it, Omnimover system, and in that case it was very similar to Ford's Magic Skyway at the World's Fair. Because with that, you got in large Ford cars, which took you through the history of the world, I believe, starting from the dinosaur age and working its way to close to modern time before returning to modern time. Okay, he says it's
Avery,
of transportation.
Avery said there weren't cars in World of Motion. I was saying that Superstar Limo's idea was World of Motion with just rear riding in cars. That was the point I was trying to make.
Dude, I think that would be really cool. I think that would kind of satisfy everyone's desire. I don't know.
It sounds like an idea that would have been implemented in Epcot or maybe Westcott. But I don't think people nowadays would be interested in a learning attraction like that. Even
Maybe
if it was
not,
like,
but what if it were like the People Mover in the sense that
I mean, yeah, that would
part
be.
of the ride is being outside in Tomorrowland and going around like the People
Yeah.
Mover did. But then the grand finale is going through this big show building with animatronics and modern special effects and stuff like that, and seeing some scenery like that, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, no, that would be a
That'd be-
good twist to put. I feel like people would be, as long as it has like the People Mover name attached to it. I'm sure people will.
Dude,
eat
you know
that
what
up.
we need to do, Matt? We just need to turn your channel into like our own Imagineering,
Mm.
and then like fight off modern Walt Disney Imagineering and just do it ourselves. That's what we should do.
It's a good idea, Alex. Donate down below, everybody, to make this dream a reality. Just kidding. But anyways, yeah, FastPass coming to Monsters Inc. as well as Autopia. There was no date I couldn't find on the article, at least from what I found. I might have missed it. I didn't necessarily read every single sentence in the article. I skimmed to the section that we're talking about. But before we move on to our final topic, let's go ahead and take a quick break to listen to, or I guess to have a word from our sponsors. If you guys are wondering where you can find even more family-friendly live streams just like this one, head on over to theliveplace.com. The Live Place is your headquarters for great family-friendly live streams. They cover anything from Disney to other vacation spots, various variety shows, and have some amazing streamers like Resort TV 1 and myself. Also, be sure to check out puckermint.com, where you can find amazing pins and stickers. Puckermint is based out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, just a few hours from where I live. And since I'm a big believer in supporting local artists, we decided to partner up. Be sure to use the coupon code down below when you make your next order. Again, that's puckermint.com and puckermint on Instagram. Did you see that, guys? Look at the state my hair was in when I filmed that little promo thing. It was a mess, right?
Look at the state your face is in today.
I mean, God, right. It's so right. Peppermint kind of thick. I don't know what that is supposed to mean, Cesar Lopez. Yeah, they do have great pins, though. Puckermint.com. Use the coupon code MMDays for 15%, I believe it said. I want to double check. I mean, you guys just saw the promo. Let's see. For 15% off your purchase. This is a Puckermint sticker right here, you guys. This if it'll focus right. This California one with the Walt and Mickey and the castle and the balloons. You can buy that, you guys. It's really cute. Puckermint.com. Yeah, and on that note, it is time for us to move into our final topic here. And, you know, I'm sad to say, you guys, Jeremy's not yet joined us on the show, so I guess we'll have to wait until next week to get Jeremy back on. But I was hoping he'd make a grand entrance right in the middle of the show, and then we'd be able to have some discussions with him. But the poor man, he stays up too late, and hopefully he had a good night's sleep. That's all I have to say. Hope you're doing well, Jeremy, if you're watching. We'll have you on next week. I promise. That is a Matterhorn Matt promise, and I never break Matterhorn Matt promises. This will actually be the first Matterhorn Matt promise ever, so this won't be broken. Anyways, for our final topic today, Disney reports at their latest, earnings call with investors that Disney Plus has hit over 28 million paid subscribers since its November launch. In comparison, Netflix has nearly 68 million subscribers domestically and 167 million worldwide. So yeah, Disney's still got a bit of catching up to do when it comes to their worldwide reach with Disney Plus. But it's also worth noting that Disney Plus is not out in every single country in the world as of yet. There's still a few countries or a few places out there that will receive Disney Plus, I believe, sometime later this year, or maybe even into next year. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, service is not even out around the world yet. And in other news, Hulu if you guys care about Hulu, up to 30.7 million from the 30.4 that it had at the end of 2019. And ESPN Plus is up from 6.6 million to 7.6 million. So you guys, I guess you could say the Disney Plus bundle with Hulu and ESPN Plus is working, and I believe the article stated from the Diz Insider that Hulu is the biggest out of Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. They have the most subscribers, I think is what they said. But Alex, what are your thoughts on Disney reporting that Disney Plus has hit over 28 million paid subscribers since its November launch? And that was, how many months ago was that? That was like 4 months ago, I think Disney Plus launched already. 3 months.
I don't know, but that's pretty cool. I mean, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, you know, in comparison to Netflix, but that's a big deal. I mean, especially for Disney. I mean, if you think about it, they never even had that kind of service before. And the fact that it's already at 26 million and they haven't even launched in Europe yet. So it's like, that's big. That's amazing. So, I have the bundle. I have the Hulu ESPN bundle. I have never used the ESPN part. I don't know. Sports. What is sports? Anyway, Hulu. You know what's funny? Ever since I got the bundle and I started watching, I haven't watched Disney Plus or Netflix since then. That's been 2 months.
Me too, actually.
So
it's funny.
Yeah, I haven't even, not a single show on Disney Plus or Hulu. I was watching the Mandalorian on Disney Plus, but that was pretty much the only thing keeping me on Disney Plus. I have a whole bunch of Disney movies on Blu-ray, you know, super high quality surround sound. I have a surround sound system. So watching this stuff on Disney Plus isn't quite as good, in my opinion, as watching it on Blu-ray, especially since like there's, you know, like I have the, I mean, never mind. I don't want to get into that. But anyway, so I haven't had a reason to watch Disney Plus, and I don't watch Mandalorian anymore. Or I didn't even finish it because I just didn't like it after halfway through the show. But and I know you're all gonna be like, boo. But anyway, so
okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer. Yeah, I know. That's why people do it. But yeah, anyway. So Hulu, I've been watching Hulu, but you know what makes me mad is like, so I pay for Hulu, but I get ads, and that makes me so mad. They're like, oh, if you don't want ads, you got to get the one without ads. And I'm like, but I'm already paying for it. You know, it's like, I shouldn't have to watch ads if I'm paying for a service, you know, like, I just feel like that's not fair. I'm just like, it's not like they're not earning money. I'm paying for their service. They're earning my money. Give me the show without ads, people. So anyway, I'm probably going to end up upgrading. I just don't like, I swear, I've been getting ads for Rise of the Resistance every 5 minutes on when I watch Hulu. I'm getting so mad. I've memorized the ad for Rise of the Resistance. That's how often I see it. So anywho, I've been trying to find more reason to use Disney Plus. I mean, for certain, one of the things I love about it is National Geographic, and there's a lot of shows on. I love nature shows and documentaries and stuff. It's crazy. I won't watch Marvel, but I'll watch that stuff. I love that stuff. So that's probably like the one major plus as to why I have Disney Plus. Plus, my sister, she loves Disney Plus, so I gave her the password to my account. So even though I'm not watching it, she is. So yeah, I'm still getting use out of it. Does she pay me back for it? No. Anyway. Yeah. So
yeah, I guess the main question to bring up here is, will Disney Plus be able to keep its audience? Because unlike Netflix and like Hulu and all that kind of stuff, you know, Disney Plus doesn't really have any new stuff coming to the service in regards to like outside content. Like Netflix updates its catalog every month or so, I think, with new movies, new TV shows. I think Hulu might do the same. I'm not sure. But Disney Plus... What?
I think they do, because I'm always getting referred to like stuff that just came on Hulu, and I'm like,
Okay, well, anyways, Disney Plus doesn't really have, I feel like, that kind of, I guess, like that kind of business model or whatever. Because sure, they have their original shows. You have The Mandalorian, you have The Imagineering Story, you have The World According to Jeff Goldblum, you have High School Musical, the show, the series, whatever it's called. But other than that, there's really no like other outside. I think they're getting the Clone Wars, a new season of the Clone Wars later sometime this year, I think as well. But yeah, it's interesting comparing Disney Plus to like Netflix in terms of that, because Disney Plus I feel like really leans a lot on people's nostalgia for a lot of the older movies. Of course, the classic animated ones, the live action ones. I think Aladdin just got added to Disney Plus just this last month. The live action Aladdin, that is. The worst movie I've ever seen. Yeah. This month, said Reverend Peck. Well, anyways. Yeah, and they are adding, of course, I'm sure you guys are aware, the new Marvel TV shows that are coming later this year. And I think The World According to Jeff Goldblum got renewed for its second season. So did The Mandalorian. So did the High School Musical show, whatever it's called. But yeah, so it will be interesting, at least for me, to look back on Disney Plus maybe like a year from its launch to see how Disney is trying to retain the number of subscribers that they have with such a little outside content like that, like Netflix does, being added to the service. Because, you know, I think one of the selling points for Disney Plus was that they're never going to remove TV shows from the service. Like we detailed a few episodes ago, they had to remove some movies due to licensing rights issues, but they'll eventually be back. So yeah, for me, it will be interesting to see how Disney Plus ends up surviving in the long term for people like Alex who are not really fans of the new Marvel shows that are coming out, not necessarily fans of the Star Wars stuff. They just subscribe to Disney Plus for maybe, I don't know, for like the original movies. But you can only
documentaries, honestly.
Documentaries too.
That's like the major thing I even watch anyway, besides movies, is documentaries. So, you know, I saw The Imagineering Story. I thought that was so cool. I wish that was an ongoing show. Honestly.
Yeah.
It makes me mad that it's only like a few episodes because it was so good. But yeah, like, you know, stuff like that. But there's something coming to Disney Plus soon that I think I do want to watch, but I don't remember what it is. And it's not out yet. It's coming this year. I don't remember what it is.
I can't remember. But yeah, so I do watch, if you guys are interested in like a cool food documentary, there's one with Gordon Ramsay where he like travels the world and like learns the cuisine and culture of the places he travels to. I love Gordon Ramsay.
I haven't watched that yet. I don't know why I don't set aside time.
It's Uncharted, I think is called. Gordon Ramsay Uncharted, I think is what it's called. I could be wrong. But yeah, I love Gordon Ramsay. He's a lot of fun to watch. He swears a lot in front of like the locals. And they have no idea what he's saying. So it's really fun. And it's fun to watch cooking shows with him. He's very knowledgeable when it comes to, at least from like an outsider who knows nothing about cooking. I feel like he knows a lot about like cuisine and stuff. He's quite the character. But yeah, so we'll see. I feel like most of the people who subscribe to Disney Plus that are not really fans of Marvel, not really fans of Star Wars, not really fans of, you know, all the other originals they're putting out. You know, you can only watch the original movies so many times, you know, like so many times a month, I'm sure. Like, you're not going to be watching Bambi on repeat, like, every week. So, I mean, I feel like once people watch all the movies once, they're going to feel like, well, there's nothing new for me coming to the streaming service. Why am I still subscribed to it? Unless they maybe have the bundle with Hulu and ESPN Plus, but, you know, ESPN Plus is really niche, I feel like, compared to Hulu and Disney Plus. So, yeah, it will be interesting to look back on maybe like a year from now, like I said, to see how Disney Plus is trying to retain their viewers, especially those who are not necessarily fans, like I said, of Marvel, Star Wars, the other new stuff. I'm not really a fan of, I'm not really into the High School Musical stuff. I never watched the movies. I don't care much for the TV show. I've heard it's good, but I just don't care to watch it. But yeah, so every day, all day, every day, all the time, especially Frozen, says Russ. Gordon Ramsay's show is just the new Anthony Bourdain show, and I'm okay with that. Well, I think Gordon Ramsay's show is only 5 or 6 episodes long, and it came out like 2 or 3 years ago, so there's no like brand new episodes. Maybe they'll do more. We'll see. But Wait. No one else is watching Bambi on repeat? I mean, I'm sure some people are, but the general viewer, I'm sure, is not watching Bambi on repeat week after week. But, yeah, so Disney Plus has hit over 28 million paid subscribers. That's honestly a really impressive number. You know, I'm sure most people were predicting that. But anyways, Alex, do you have any final thoughts on this topic?
No.
Okay, well, on that note, everybody, thank you all for coming to today's episode.
Oh, there's one more topic that I forgot to tell you about.
Oh my gosh. Surprise topic?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Surprise Chappic. No.
Surprise Chappic. Pops out of a birthday cake. Surprise
Did you guys hear about how this one school was playing a Disney movie? I think it was The Lion King.
Yeah.
At their fundraiser event, and then they got charged a fine of like $250 for doing it. Well, just the other day, Bob Iger had tweeted a apology to that school for that, and then he offered to help the fundraiser with his own money. I thought that was real. I mean, did we already talk about this?
No, we did not. But I was considering putting it in the episode, but no, we haven't.
Oh, so I just defied you and.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh wow, but I mean, that just goes to show like how little communication there is amongst the company and stuff like that. But I mean, I guess it was a third party that charged them the fine. But anyway, I thought that was really interesting, and I thought that we couldn't go an episode without mentioning it.
Well, thank you, Mr. Alex, for that surprise topic on everybody. But yeah, we'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on Disney Plus. Are you guys excited for the new Marvel shows, or even any of the new shows in general that they're releasing? Let's see, what else did we talk about? Are you excited that FastPass is coming to Monsters Inc. and Autopia? I believe sometime later this year. There was no date, so it could be in the next 10 years that it comes. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on FastPass, as well as all the other topics we talked about. As you know, if you're a fan of A Carousel of Progress, maybe you're sad to see Mr. Father's hand has tried to run away from the ride. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for coming to today's episode. You guys, I gotta use the restroom, so we gotta end the episode. But again, thank you all for coming to today's episode. As always, links will be down in the description for all the articles we refer to. Next week, you guys, Jeremy, he didn't make a surprise appearance. I was really sad he didn't. I guess it's sort of my fault for not being awake at 2 in the morning when he was messaging us. I could have just said, yeah, you can be on the show, but I woke up late this morning. So yeah, I'm sorry, Jeremy, if you're watching this. Next week, Jeremy will be joining us, hopefully. We'll get him on, if he's not busy being on Jimmy Kimmel next week. Or maybe I think he said Conan was next week. He was going to be on Talk Show Conan on TBS. Anyways, thank you all for coming to today's episode. And as always, have a great big beautiful tomorrow.